Hi everyone, it's me, Rachael Merrick, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Queensland in Australia, and I'm back for another Instagram monochromatic hop. This week's colour is Lemon Lolly. It's a new one to me. I know it's a returning colour, or at least I think it is, but this year, or this past year, it's been one that I have been exploring. I am using for my card today the Enduring Beauty stamp set and the layering masks. Now I have to admit this was my first time using them. I've watched lots of people do it. Once you have the very first one and you know how to kind of line it up with everything, it's quite simple. You start with number 1, which actually I didn't. I started with number 3 and then went, because I could match that up a bit easier for a beginner, and then I went back to number 1. And basically you're just layering that brushed on colour and in the Lemon Lolly, and you're going layer upon layer. So I've just used the colour masks that are for the flowers because this is a monochromatic, so I couldn't add lots of colour. So you can see just by adding 3 different masks, that layering of colour really makes certain sections pop. So I did use Smoky Slate because technically it's a neutral, just to add a little bit of element to the veins on my leaves for this one as well. Using those blender brushes is a bit of a trick, but once you get used to it, using just a small amount of ink, it comes up really easily. I have used the Simply Said sentiments, which are in the upcoming new catalogue, and I couldn't quite decide what colour to use. I did stamp Lemon Lolly and then I went back in with Memento Black. Sorry, actually it was a smoky grey that I used in the Memento, and the grey just looked better to me. I didn't want the stark black, so I went with grey, which is a neutral as well. Just a very simple sentiment for this one. Like I said, I've been trying to keep these cards really, really simple. And I did ink it up with a little bit of that Lemon Lolly as well, just to make it match in my card and give that extra dimension. I wanted also a little bit of bling on this card. I do find with the monochromatic, it needs something just to lift it. So my card base is the Lemon Lolly. You won't see much of it because it's quite a large section of white cardstock on the front, but it does peek through. I'm just burnishing it down with my bone folder, getting it all lined up, and I'm going to grab my bling. So I am using the silver twine and the basic rhinestones. Now the silver twine is a retiring item, so whether you grabbed it in the sale or if it, look, fingers crossed, it might still be available. I doubt it very much though. I do have a couple of spools here and I'm going to be really sad when it goes. I'm hoping that they bring it back every now and then, I'm not sure, but it is a staple of mine, and it's a simple bow and then held on with a glue dot. That's how I make sure it doesn't become unraveled, and the glue dot actually keeps the twine in place and it stays as a bow, even going through the mail and everything like that. So this is a little bit of a pause for me because I was looking for my glue dots. They were right in front of me on the desk. Of course they were. So yeah, just basically pop it on. I always use a scalpel and then I pop it into the corner of my sentiment. I just find this easier adding a bow than doing that kind of like crisscrossy section that some people do with their twine. So to finish it off, like I said, I'm going to add some of these basic rhinestones. I couldn't find my last few that I do have somewhere. I've got about 8 on one sheet somewhere, but I couldn't find them, so I'm using a brand new one. Thank goodness I've ordered more because I think this is my last packet, and I do go through them quite quickly. I love them. So gluing it on, and then I did look at this and go, you know what, it still needs something. So I used my trusty Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to grab my dark Lemon Lolly and I'm going to use the pen nib end and just add some random dots. Now, I don't know if you can even see it in this video, but when you get the close-ups, you will see it, and it just adds that little dimension just with a few dots. A beginner can do it. Like, it's so easy. I think that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. Pop over to everybody else's. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.